Good morning, everyone, and thank you for watching the City of Janesville COVID-19 Community Briefing for April 10th. This briefing is provided Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. My name is Dwayne Sherrick. I am the Planning Section Chief for this operational period. We'll begin this morning with information provided by one of our community partners, the Executive Director of ECHO, Karen Lisser. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you, everyone, and thanks for having us come. ECHO has stayed open, and we started doing our core services differently since March 16th. Those core services include food, rent assistance, and lodging. We did have to cancel some fundraisers, our murder mystery in January and our spring dance in March. And our coming up crop walk is going to be a virtual crop walk. And Eat Out for Hunger in beginning of June is probably going to be canceled. And we hope the improv in July that took the place of the murder mystery doesn't have to be canceled, but that may be too. And we've seen about 100 new households in the first 3 weeks that hadn't been to ECHO before. Some former clients returned, and new people have come in. In 2019, we saw about 3,800 households, counting each one just the first time. We have a huge COVID sign on our front lawn. You may have seen it. I do have things to hold up. I thought we'd have a podium so I could just easily show you it. It's a huge sign, looks like this, telling clients that the doors are locked, but call this number, which is our main number. So most things are done by phone, but I'll explain more when we get to each of the each of the service areas. We have posted this all over social media and have been written up in the Gazette. We're putting flyers with COVID tips for staying safe in every food order. You've probably seen these. I asked that Jessica make this up. It has tips about COVID-19, and just in case our clients aren't seeing this all on the news, front and back, all food orders getting these, all lodging people getting these. And I have a handout. I have 20 of those if you want any of them. We're using social distancing, masks, and gloves. We have just staff and just a few volunteers in our building. We're limiting volunteers for food services for just a core number of people. So for example, we normally have 70 volunteers throughout a week. We have 6, 3 downstairs, 2 or 3 downstairs, 2 or 3 upstairs. And they're just doing the food, getting it out to people's cars. So for food services, people call us from their cars or from outside if they didn't come by car. At least a week's supply of groceries and produce are wheeled out to them in a grocery cart, and they pop their trunk. We put it in their trunk, or we give it to them if they're not in a car. We provided 286,539 meals in March, which included 80 meals in our monthly community meal, which we did by people picking up carryouts instead of them eating together. We're picking up donations from grocery and other stores as usual, such as from Sam's, Quick Trip, Festival Foods. We're getting less than before this because the stores are selling more and have less to give out for free, you know. We're asking for more financial versus in-kind donations, but we do have a card outside in case people show up with those in-kind donations. Some people have financial donations that they bring in person instead of mailing them, and they ring a doorbell and we practice social distancing and they bring them in. We're buying groceries because we used to buy them from Second Harvest, but they're doing things differently during this. They are pre-boxing 25-pound boxes of groceries that might not have in them the things that we don't have on the shelves. So we got a special grant from United Way, Black Hawk Region, to buy some of the items we were lacking. We buy them in cases from Sentry. Rent assistance. This is a more complicated service than food. And we're doing this by phone primarily. There's a lot of paperwork involved with rent assistance. People can take pictures of what we need, like paperwork, and email it to us or drop it in our mailbox outside. Some of the forms are filled out by asking them answers to the questions over the phone if they can't do it any other way. The actual assessment interview is done on the phone. We bought headsets for all the staff because they're on the phone constantly now. We received approval from Kelly Badizum, Janesville, and her counterpart in Beloit to do virtual inspections. And I have copies of those if any of you want to see that. So we have to inspect the apartments. We're doing it virtually with a checklist of 14 questions that they have to answer to cover the main things that we inspect for safety. And they're to answer the questions on the form and send pictures of each room to us. They sign and date a statement at the end of the form that we have a right to do a physical inspection within 6 months. And if they provide false answers to the questions, they won't be eligible for future financial assistance. We have informed JARPA, which is the Janesville Area Rental Property Association, of this inspection procedure. We also told them that we are doing rent assistance when they sent to the membership the halt on evictions for 60 days. So you probably know that they sent out that legal action sent out the 60-day notification that they can't evict. But the clients, they'll have to pay it once the moratorium is off. So we're encouraging people to come to us for rent assistance. We're doing rent assistance, even multiple month rent, for funding sources that allow that. And in March alone, we provided 40 months of rent assistance. Okay, we also do lodging to help people who are homeless on the streets. In March, we provided almost $8,000 in motel vouchers to a motel that gives us cheaper weekly rates. We talked to the people over the phone. We took the voucher out to them, and that was 36 motel vouchers during that month. Motel appropriate food, 78 homeless kits that are personal supplies and laundry kits, bus tokens or gas cards out to them in their car or delivered them to the motel. And we provided 555 shelter nights of lodging in March that helped 36 people, 28 adults and 8 children, get a roof over their heads. Now, I put all these notes on paper because I can talk a long time. So to kind of keep that shorter, that's what I did. But if you have any questions, I'd be pleased to answer them. Any questions? Okay, thank you. And thank you for all that you're doing also.
Thank you, Karen. Next, we'll review our incident objectives for the city's COVID-19 response, which include safeguarding the community, including our residents, businesses, and visitors, deterring the spread of COVID-19 within our capabilities, providing essential services to the community, and safeguarding City of Janesville employees and preserving our city service power. At this time, we'll hear from other members of our EOC leadership team, beginning with Situation Unit Leader Maggie Dar.
Thank you, Dwayne, and good morning, Janesville. I'm Maggie Dar, Situation Unit Leader for this event. First, I just want to say thank you to Karen for coming and for continuing to provide those really vital services for this community. So to you and your staff and the volunteers, that's really awesome. So as of yesterday, which was Thursday, April 9th, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services reported that there are 2,885 confirmed positive cases of COVID-19 in the state of Wisconsin. 47 confirmed positive cases in Rock County, and we still have 2 deaths reported in the county. One note, too, is that the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation is predicting that the peak hospital resource use in Wisconsin will occur on April 13th, which is Monday. However, we still need people to continue to help in preventing the spread of this by practicing social distancing, wearing masks if you're out. You can be sick and be asymptomatic and not even know. So this is really for the protection of others that you wear a mask when you're out and about. The city continues to monitor our staffing levels. Yesterday, 48% of our employees were working at their normal assigned work location. So this includes all field employees, first responders, et cetera. We had 19% of our employees working from home, and then 32% of our employees were either not assigned to duty or out for some other reason. Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. Next, we'll hear from City Assessor Michelle Lauby.
Thank you, Dwayne, and good morning, everyone. I'm City Assessor Michelle Labby. The Assessor's Office has officially completed our 2020 assessment roll, which means we are sending out notices of assessment change to the community. This year, we're sending 1,875 notices. We are not doing a revaluation, so that number is way lower this year. Assessment staff have completed a maintenance assessment roll, which means that only people who received contact from our office during 2019 will receive an assessment change for 2020. This level was the level laid out in our city's strategic plan, and this means also that we are headed into our open book process. Open book is a time for the community members to review our assessment roll, and due to COVID-19, this looks different. However, we will be providing the same level of service to the community. The assessment roll is available on the City of Janesville's website, and that is something that we always have on our website, and you can also find property-specific data also on the website. If property owners disagree with their 2020 value, they must send documentation by mail or submit a virtual open book form on the city's website. If you have questions, or those forms and information must be mailed or submitted virtually by Friday, May 1st, 2020 to the Assessor's Office. If you have questions in regards to this, please contact our office at 608-755-3045. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle. Next is City Economic Development Director Gail Price.
Good morning. Gail Price, Economic Development Director. The Economic Development Office continues to be a resource for business stabilization and recovery now and post-pandemic. Staff is available for discussion for business strategies to manage through this event. We also continue to post various programs to our growjanesville.com website. There's a banner at the top, and that'll take you to the page with the various programs that are available. Speaking of, specifically last night, the Rock County Board approved a COVID-19 emergency small business loan fund that will be available through an online portal starting April 24th, 2020. This is for independent, non-home-based private businesses. The loans will be capped at $20,000, and there'll be more information in the coming weeks as we move forward to the rollout of that. We will add that to our website, which will have a link to that program. So this is very exciting that we have another local program that's going to be available. We continue to talk about the SBA Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP program. When you're at our landing page for these various programs, there is a button off to the left for that. Specifically, starting today, independent contractors and those who are self-employed are going to be eligible for applying for those loans. So I encourage you to work through an SBA loan provider. If you're not related or affiliated with an SBA loan provider, please call our office, 608-755-3059, or email me at priceg@ci.janesville.wi.us, and we'll be able to link you up with a local lender. One of the things that people are concerned about is the amount of money that's available in that program is $350 billion. I was reading last evening that over $100 billion has been issued. We are hearing from our congressman that that program will be replenished, so not to be concerned that those funds will be drawn down. They do anticipate replenishing that program. Again, the EIDL program, that is a direct SBA online program. That's an existing SBA program. $1,000 per employee, up to $10,000 as an emergency advance while your loan is pending and is not required to be repaid. Last, the SBDC network can also assist with your SBA loan application. Closest location is UW Whitewater, 262-472-1365. Again, we are here as a resource for you, so feel free to call the Economic Development Office, 608-755-3059, and we'd be happy to assist. Thank you.
Thanks, Gail. Next, we'll hear from Public Information Officer Alan Luckett.
Good morning. If you're interested in receiving important information from the City of Janesville, please check out our city's website. From there, you can get on our release of emails as well as Facebook and Twitter. The website is ci.janesville.wi.us. And then for the email list, it's /email lists. For COVID-specific information, visit our website. At the top of the page, you'll be able to see a link to the COVID page. From there, you can see our archived briefings that we have on a daily basis, as well as our frequently asked questions and community resources, CDC information, business recovery information, and much more. The City of Janesville trusts government-sanctioned sites such as the CDC, Wisconsin of Health Services, FEMA, and others. And to get that trustworthy information, please check out our website. Up-to-date information will be there, and we recommend our residents to share the information with their friends and family. If you have any questions, please call our community support hotline, which is open daily from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That phone number is 608-373-6027. Please share this information with your family and friends, community groups, social networks, and anyone else that can benefit. Also, we encourage social media users to use our hashtag through Twitter, which is #OnePositiveThing and #JanesvilleStrong. Thank you.
Thanks, Alan. Next is Finance and Administration Section Chief, Chara Semenchuk.
Good morning, Tara Semenchuk, Finance and Administration Section Chief for this operational period. The EOC response team has logged 3,647 hours to date, and we have captured expenditures of $775,935.08. Thank you.
Thanks, Tara. Next is Safety Officer, Battalion Chief Ryan Murphy.
Good morning, Ryan Murphy, Safety Officer. We want to continue to emphasize washing your hands often with soap and water, especially after being in public places and around others. If soap and water is not readily available, use a hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. We should avoid close contact with people who are sick and create space between each other, at least 6 feet when outside your home. Formulate a plan if someone in your household becomes sick. If you choose to wear a fabric, non-standard mask, or any other mask in public, continue to maintain 6 feet of social distancing. The CDC recommends wearing cloth mask, face coverings in public settings where other social distancing are difficult, or distancing measures are difficult to maintain, like a grocery store. The CDC is additionally advising the use of simple cloth mask coverings to slow the spread of the virus and help people who may have the virus and do not know it from transmitting it to others. The cloth face coverings recommended are not surgical masks or N95 respirators. Those are critical supplies that must continue to be reserved for healthcare workers and other medical first responders. Wash cloth masks regularly after use. Workspaces and residents should be cleaned thoroughly daily with EPA-approved cleansers. High-touch surfaces should be cleaned at a higher frequency. As we move through this holiday weekend, be mindful of your mental and physical well-being. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Now we'll hear from Incident Commander, Chief Ernie Rhodes.
Good morning, Janesville. Ernie Rhodes, Incident Commander. One of my big jobs here as the Incident Commander is to make sure we are watching our incident objectives and we are fulfilling those objectives with assigned resources and actions to support the objective. This prevents us from getting into the weeds, and this prevents us from us not letting the incident manage us, but we are managing the incident, and that's a big deal. And so one of our objectives is safeguard the community residents, businesses, and visitors. This week we made a decision, and I'm just, excuse me. This week we made a decision to support surge capacity for the hospitals, and it is a huge decision because there are many levels of our frontline workers to help us fight this virus, and the hospital system is huge to every one of us in this community. We have two major hospitals in our community, and we've got to support them and be prepared in case they are overwhelmed by the virus itself. And some of our decision making to make sure we can support our partners at the hospital was based on some information we received from the county health department on the amount of potential beds we might need in a worst case scenario, and that is up to 1,000 hospital beds. We don't have that in the city and with our two hospitals. So made the recommendation to City Manager Freitag on purchasing and preparing for the surge capacity. He approved that, and I'm grateful for his leadership. That was not an easy decision, so thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. So that is one of the objectives, and those are some of the tasks and decision-making we're doing at the Emergency Operations Center to support our community to make sure we're ready for a worst-case scenario. And it is important that we support the hospital system because without them, we're in trouble. So we have to do that before it's obvious. And so based on data and prediction and watching what's going on across the United States, we have to make those decisions weeks ahead of time. And so that's what we did. Moving on to emergency operations, we are still watching food distribution. We don't have any issues with food distribution, with fuel distribution. Our infrastructure is in really great shape. We're still working at the Emergency Operations Center to locate personal protective equipment for our citizens, our employees, and we're also trying to support some care facilities that are having trouble with getting their own PPE for their employees to care for a vulnerable population, and so we're working really hard to try to make sure we can support that operation too. So this weekend's Easter. What a great weekend, and I would just want to remind everybody to enjoy that, but do not have your entire family over to your house. If you just have Easter with your immediate family, the people that are at your house today should be the only people that should come over. As City Manager Freitag says, only you can prevent the spread. That's a fact. So don't think because it's a holiday or it's an opportunity that it's a big family holiday weekend, bring everybody over from the family. Please refrain from doing that. Stay into your routines. I know that the schools have started their online learning, which is awesome, and our kids can get into a routine. I would urge you to continue to build your routine, to stay in your routine, because that will help you get through this in a better way mentally, and as you work through your week. Be positive. Do one good positive thing. This weekend, my positive thing is going to be cooking a traditional Easter dinner for myself and my two children that are with me right now, and I'm excited about that, so I'm looking forward to that. Remember, if you need help in our community hotline is 608-373-6027, and please give each other grace. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Now we'll hear from Janesville City Manager Mark Freitag.
Thank you, Dwayne, and good morning, City of Janesville EOC members, City of Janesville employees, and members of the community that might be listening in. So today we are wrapping up 4 weeks of Emergency Operations Center business and operations. It's been a very, very productive 4 weeks. However, it's also been a very, very tiring 4 weeks. I know that by Friday, I'm exhausted, and so I need the weekend to recharge. And so I encourage everybody that can to please take a break this weekend, refresh yourself, so we can come back in and have a productive week next week. I want to say thanks to Karen Lisser and Echo for all they're doing for our community. You're a community leader, and we certainly appreciate you and your team stepping up to serve during these very difficult times. I also want to say thanks to WCLO. They've been broadcasting this briefing since the beginning. It's a community service. They don't have to do that, but they see value in the information that we provide here, and they're providing that to the public. And so I just want to say thanks to WCLO for doing that. I also want to say thanks to the Gazette. One of the things that they chose to do was take anything that's COVID-19 related, on their website, and that's free and available to the public to access so that the public can stay informed. And so we want to say thanks to the Gazette for providing that service. The other thing I want to talk about is, as I said, we're 4 weeks into this, and on week 1, everyone was super vigilant, and week 2, everybody's a little less vigilant, and week 3, people are less vigilant, and you start to kind of lose that diligence and that tenacity to stay focused and make sure that you're supporting safer at home and safe distancing and washing of hands and wearing a face mask out in public and watching those touch services that you have. And so I just would tell everybody, now's not the time to become complacent, because this thing can run away from us very, very quickly, and we just can't afford that to happen in our community. And so stay vigilant. Remember, only you can prevent the spread of COVID-19. As a community, we're going to stand tall, we're going to stand firm, we're going to stand together. Have a great weekend. We are Janesville Strong.
Thanks, Mark. This has been the City of Janesville COVID-19 Community Briefing for April 10th. The community briefing is provided Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. Please be safe and stay healthy this weekend, and we thank you for watching.